Hello, and back to the video. Today we're gonna take a look at another top team here. I stole a team from Twitter again from the rank 1 on the leaderboard there. Congrats to Paula on achieving this with this team. I actually don't know which Pokemon you use as a save swap. If you see this video, would be very nice if you could tell me that. I think use the Gliscor, but actually mainly the Tapu Fini wins most leads, or at least has some kind of play in most leads, which makes it pretty nice. This team kinda struggles sometimes against Swampert, especially if your Tapu Fini is already gone. So that might be sometimes an issue. I think you're also going to see it in the video. But otherwise, I actually got a 5-0 with this in one set, but also I got kinda countered in some other sets, so went pretty mediocre-ish, but also maybe it's because I don't know really how to play this team, so that might be also a reason. In general, I like this team idea though, in general, and also I really like that you used the Tapu Fini, because Tapu Fini is a very cool Pokemon right now. Right now, if you would go to PvP and go for the Galarian, like put in the Galarian Stunfisk, Medicham, and as well the Noctowl, the only Pokemon that would come up as the one that beats them all would be Tapu Fini, and that's why it's also one of the coolest anti-meta Pokemon for regionals right now. So, very cool Pokemon in the current meta. Actually really dislike the matchup against Medicham, because Medicham outspeeds you to the Psychic and when you try to go for the Moonblast. So like the matchup is not as clear as I kind of want it to be, but still fun Pokemon to use. Definitely difficult to get here if you want to play this team without it. I think Azumarill is still fine, not as good of course, but still fine. As we see in Azumarill immediately here. I didn't know that we would see Azumarill immediately in the lead against us, but very cool to see that here as well. But yeah, Azumarill has the same typing at least. It's pretty similar, but still Tapu Fini does kind of different job. But yeah, I would actually not go for the Hydro Pump on the Azumarill then, because I think you have enough answers for Bastiodon, and so I think Ice Beam would be better here. We will see the Sableye coming in, going for one foul play. I'm going to keep my Tapu Fini alive there. I wish I had a better Tapu Fini. I think the IVs are pretty okayish on mine, but like you see the CP 1474 is not ideal, but of course it's a little bit difficult to get this. You have to basically trade with someone where you don't really have friendship with. I think it's possible to get like a 5-5-5 version or something that would also still fit in, but it's a little bit tricky to get one for the Great League. So I'm happy that I have one already here. We see the Hydro Pump coming through from the opponent, which is funny. I can go for the Rock Slide because this ensures me that I can at least knock them out later on, hopefully. But they're actually going to go ahead and throw a charge move now, going to be the Ice Beam. I can still get to my next move, but I'm going to keep this around because I think I can farm them down. We've seen Abomasnow coming in. This is going to be a loss here for sure because Abomasnow still has a shield left. I have my Gliscor, but actually wait, they're going to give me another charge move here, which is weird because this is not something that they should have done. But still, they can just farm me all the way down. But I guess they didn't expect that I just go straight for the Rock Slide here, because they didn't throw the charge move, which doesn't really make too much sense. But I take that, because they're going to forfeit now. What would have been enough, but if my opponent actually just threw the move, I would have been definitely not able to win this game. We see a Bastion in the lead. It's a little bit tricky actually against Bastiodon. The lead matchup itself is not as good as you might think. I usually like to swap out here anyway, because I like to keep some energy on my Tapu Fini. Here, for example, we get now greeted by this Victorybell, but we're still going to get to another charge move here, which is going to be nice. They're most likely going to have Medicham in the back, and I can farm them down here with my Galarian Stunfisk as well, trying to get some extra energy here. And this looks pretty okayish at least. Looks manageable. I don't really want to get hit by a Leaf Blade, but of course they're running Leaf Tornado, and they are now already in the Medicham. I tried to swap out in time. They're actually going to go ahead and go for one power-up punch, which is interesting, but the Earthquake still comes through, of course. I think double debuffed here from the Leaf Tornado, as we can go for an Earthquake, which still doesn't... That's still a little bit of damage, at least. I can go for the bait here with this Surf. Actually, still not even really a bait, because he's still going to do some damage. I want to get the final shield here for sure, so I'm going to go for another Surf and going to get the final shield there finally as well. They're going to stay in here for whatever reason, allowing me to get to another charge move, hopefully, here, as I can go ahead and go for the Surf. Hopefully gonna get them into a range where I can knock them out, and I will be able to knock them out, but they're actually going to be able to still farm me down here with the Bastiodon, and that's going to look not as good now anymore, because now I am sadly in range where they can go for one Flamethrower, and they're going to knock me out. I need one more fast move to get to my charge move there, and that's kind of unfortunate. So yeah, sadly, we will lose this game there. Don't know if I could have played it way better there either, but stuff like this just happens. We will see a Medicham against us here. It's actually wild how good still Bastiodon, Medicham plus the Victorybell is currently. Like, it's a very, very strong team if you want to use it. Sadly, it's a very strong team. We will see here the Medicham again. Again, this matchup is a little bit tricky. Like, you don't get to the Moonblast in time before they can get to the Psychic usually. You don't even outspeed them if you bait before. But you're going to be able to, I think, to just win this in 2 shields going straight Surf or something. Let's see, we're going to go for a Surf. They're going to shield this move up, and I can go for another Surf. And here I thought, oh, I'm so smart. I can just swap out and farm them down. But of course, it's just lured. So I was with like 2 HP or something here and can go for an Ice Punch. So that was mostly the most stupidest move I've ever done. So yeah, at least I caught the Ice Punch there. Definitely very important. What was actually pretty decent here is at least that we get out this Ninetales here, because I don't really want to face it with my Tapu Fini. I can go into my own Stunfisk now, and I should put them kind of into range where I can go for one Rock Slide, knock them out. Rock Slide does around 50%, so it's kind of there, close at least to that one, and we will see the opponent's Stunfisk coming in, allowing us to swap out into our own Tapu Fini. They're going for, I think, one Rock Slide here. Is it actually? Yeah, it's a Rock Slide only. Doesn't knock me out, but they're going to let me farm them down. Allows me to go for one Surf, which completely puts them into range for one Rock Slide. So I'm totally down with that. And yeah, they're going to forfeit now as well. Interesting play there, but didn't really work out for my opponent, so that's good for me. We see Deoxys in the lead. This is actually a matchup that I kind of like. Yes, they can have Thunderbolt, and we're going to expect them to have Thunderbolt, so we're going to catch this move here, which is going to be resisted, and we have a Night Slash, which is going to be super effective. But also, if you didn't know, it's always this thing that I say every time I see a Deoxys. Deoxys has a very, very low HP stat. It has extremely high, I think the highest defense stat in the game here, but it has a low-ish HP stat, which makes a one-turn moves that basically always do at least 1 damage, most of the time 2 damage. Do way more damage in general, because like it's always going to chunk away from the HP no matter how defensive they are, because they're like one-turn move, like every 0.5 seconds you're going to get damage on the opponent. So like they don't really going to be able to withstand that for too long. And here we will see the Umbreon going down. Yeah, Umbreon actually one of the Pokemon that recently really got more common. And I think maybe I'll make another video about Umbreon as well. I haven't done a video about it since. Very strong Pokemon. Very cheap Pokemon right now to get as well. You still need the Elite TM for Last Resort. Last Resort is mandatory for other Dark types. Unless their name is Sableye, of course. But yeah, like Umbreon right now, a very cool Pokemon. Honestly, can recommend you. Very, very neutral against a lot of Pokemon. If you use it as a Say Swap, you actually win the 0 shields against the Medicham if you get the one fast move in earlier, like basically what you always get when you Say Swap it. So it's a very, very safe Pokemon to get a shield advantage against most teams in general. Very, very bulky, very cool Pokemon. As we see, the Deoxys trying to win this game here still. I'm going to shield up the move. They have to go for the Psycho Boost, getting the debuff on themselves, and it doesn't really help them because now, cool, you're going to knock me out here. I still have a Pokemon in the back. What do you want to do against this one? Don't know why people still throw there, but fine for them. And we will see the next opponent having a Medicham in the lead. Again, we're going to stay in here. We're most likely going to go for the bait Surf. People know me, I bait a lot, so like I don't know if they're going to shield this move either in general here. I'm going to shield up the Psychic because Psychic does hurt a lot. Don't underestimate Psychic from Medicham. Medicham in general is, in my opinion, the best Pokemon in the current meta. Like in general, this Pokemon is just insane. Most likely, second is Galarian Stunfisk, and third is Noctowl. Noctowl is just currently nearly everywhere because it's so versatile, but just if you think about the Pokemon itself, I feel like Medicham is just the best Pokemon in the game currently. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think is the best Pokemon currently in Pokemon Go? For me, as said, Medicham. If it's something else for you, definitely let me know in the comment section. As said before, I find like a lot of people think like it's Bastiodon, but for me Bastiodon is actually a pretty neutral Pokemon that is basically perfect as it is. Allows you to counter some Pokemon that you really hard wall, but also like other Pokemon completely destroy you. So I don't really think that Bastion is the greatest, but a very strong Pokemon, definitely. Here, look, by the way, I made a screenshot here. What was weird, my opponent didn't have HP, which is kind of awkward because I would have liked to know how much HP my opponent has. But I guess today I won't be able to find out. But yeah, interesting bug that I haven't seen anywhere else though. But yeah, we will be able to farm down here, but we're still going to have to forfeit there because there's nothing I could have done. Next opponent, as we just talked about Bastiodon, we're going to see another one, but we're going to face the Say Swap here of Medicham. Can stay in here, and I think it's better to play this matchup out in general because you see my backline, I'm pretty fine with that, but they're actually going to go ahead and bait me. Very strong bait by the opponent, going for the Power Punch first, and now they're going to go ahead and go for the Psychic. A very strong move there. will knock out my Tapu Fini. Not too scared about that. I can go for another Surf and I'm gonna get them low, but like I don't know what they want to do here. I have a Gliscor. My Gliscor is happy. My Gliscor going to be able to farm them all the way down. We see the Bastiodon coming in, and I of course immediately go into my Galarian Stunfisk, and we see the Victorybell coming in, baiting now one potential Earthquake, but we're just going to spam the Rock Slides. I just want the damage on them here right now. I cannot give up my shield, and I kinda just need the damage here so I can farm them down with my Gliscor. They can go for the Leaf Tornado all they want. Doesn't really matter. I can go for 2 Fast Moves here and knock them straight out. And now we just generate energy way faster than the opponent. So we will be able to go for 1 Earthquake immediately. This will get shielded, but we will still outspeed them to the next one before they can get to 2 moves. For sure, they can still try to go for 1 move though. But still, this is going to be a very easy game here now. Going for the Earthquake. This Earthquake Shadow Gliscor just does destroy them here. Goodbye there. We can go into the next game coming up here. We're going to see the Altaria in the lead. Very good lead for me. In general, very good team here against Altaria. Altaria doesn't really like to face this team that we have here. We will see the opponent coming into 1 Trevenant, but I'm a little bit late with the swap, so it's a little bit awkward for me here. I kind of have to shield this move up, going to be a Seed Bomb. And at least I get them very low. There's going to be another Seed Bomb. I'm going to let the move go through as well here, because I kind of want to at least get either the shield advantage or the switch advantage here. We go for the Night Slash. They're going to let this move go through, and we can align our Pokemon perfectly as we're going to face the opponent coming back into the Altaria. I cannot get to the next move, but I can go into my Galarian Stunfisk, and we see a Swampert coming in. And I was late on the swap here, and this is kind of awkward. And why is it kind of awkward? You're going to see now they can go for 1 Sludge Wave here. I think my opponent got like some free moves in there because it lagged a little bit, but we will go for 1 Surf, and sadly we are not going to be able to reach the next one in time. We see P-tie here and lose on, like, in general. I don't actually know if this was really a Steam P-tie. I think I only needed 1 fast move and it still wouldn't be able to throw me, and they went for 1 of their fast moves, which is 1 turn longer, so don't know if this was all correct there, but still we will be able to go for the Earthquake and knocking them straight out, and we're going to start right out of this match because this Altaria would still wreck our Galarian Stunfisk. There was nothing I could have done at this point. Sadly, Swampert just too strong, as I also said basically in the beginning of the video. We see a Sableye against us, and we see a Skarmory against us, and the Skarmory definitely doesn't like to face my Stunfisk. We got them pretty low here, hopefully low enough that I can go for 2 Rock Slides and farm them down afterwards, but I'm pretty sure this will not be the case because Skarmory is pretty bulky. Same bulk as Mantine, which is also a pretty bulky Pokemon, which also is pretty decent in regionals. A very cool Pokemon in general, also beats the core of Medicham plus Noctowl with the Ice Beam. Should maybe try to make a video about Mantine as well. Very good lead in the current meta. In general, a lot of cool Pokemon currently being a little bit more used recently. Also something like Pelipper is a very cool Pokemon in the current meta. Recently I really enjoyed Pelipper in Factions, which is like some Sylph stuff going on. Pelipper, a very cool Pokemon. As we see here that we're going to be able to get a double shield advantage against the opponent. We have still our Tapu Fini here. I kind of want to troll around with the Tapu Fini, so I'm just going to go for some Surfs. And I think I'm actually going to shield the next move, right? Am I right or am I wrong? I should be able to outspeed them. Yeah, okay, I'm wrong. I'm going to let this move go through. I guess it's a little bit better. They're going to go for the Zap Cannon. I can go into my Galarian Stunfisk. I can just go for the Rock Slide here. And this game is over anyway. I'm just going to have 2 shields now for a half-dead Sableye against 2 Pokemon where 1 is completely full. Doesn't really make too much sense, so we're going to shield up the move here. I hope they're going to forfeit now, and they do, thank God. So we're going to go into the final match now. Very cool team so far though. Had a 5-0 again. Like, I think if I played this team a little bit longer, it would have been also a little bit better. It's a little bit tricky sometimes to play. We see a 90 hits against us here. We can go ahead and go for the Surf. This is a thing which I think Water Gun Lantern might be a little bit better in the future. We're going to be able to get the Shadow version of 90 hits, and the Water Gun version of the Lantern is way better. Here also you see Water Gun chunking away of the opponent's health. I still have to go to 2 moves here before they can go for another Dazzling Gleam. They might shield this one, and they do shield this one. Still, I'm going to be able to catch the move here perfectly onto my Galarian Stunfisk, which I kind of wanted to do, and we see a Gliscor coming in, which I'm actually fine with that we get this Pokemon out of the way, as we can farm it down later with our Tapu Fini, of course. They have to go for an Earthquake to knock me out, and they're going to go for 1 Earthquake here. I can go straight into my Tapu Fini, and I actually decided to let the move go through here. They're going to go ahead and go for the bait first. If they overfarmed a little bit, I most likely would have used a shield, but this was basically straight away. I can go ahead and now go for my charge move. my charge move going to be the Moonblast, gonna get the shield, and I will be able to win this game now easily because of my Gliscor. They're going to swap out, didn't work out, and that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Check out her Twitter link down below in the description as well, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.